You are not going to believe what your AirPods can do. Some people are calling it MKUltra 2.0.
What is this creature on its chest? Do you see that? He's not supposed to have that many knuckles. Man, in today's video, we have so many mysterious videos, strange encounters, and flat out disturbing TikToks. Hit that like and subscribe button as we dive through these videos and try to make sense of all this madness.
You are not going to believe what your AirPods can do. Some people are calling it MKUltra 2.0.
Yes, MKUltra never really ended, and it's instead been upgraded into your AirPods. This is an official patent submitted by Apple to include EEG signal tracking within their new AirPod structure. EEG is how your brainwaves are monitored, so say you're in a heightened state of awareness, or maybe you're in a really bad mood. That means that Apple AirPods would be able to sense this and would potentially even be able to influence it, because who's to say they can also give information as well as receive it?
You might think she's exaggerating, but you probably haven't heard what just came out about MKUltra.
Did you ever meet someone you suspected had been MKUltra?
Not a single day goes by that I don't get emails from people who say that the CIA planted a chip in their brain or the CIA's beaming waves at their head. I get that a lot. But then I got an email from a woman. She was the wife of a foreign ambassador. So I go up to her apartment and knock on the door. I open the door and literally the entire apartment, floor, walls, ceiling is covered in aluminum foil. And she's like, it's to reflect the waves. And I was like, fuck, she's insane. In good conscience, I couldn't take her money. But then I had a former CIA colleague tell me somebody's beaming waves at me. And I'm like, dude, not you too. And he said, I'm serious, man. He said, I went for an MRI and it shows a traumatic brain injury. And all of a sudden I'm nauseous and I'm dizzy. Next thing you know, it's called Havana syndrome.
You are not going to believe.
That's why I don't like using headphones at all. Maybe only if I'm working out, doing some cardio. Could this be the actual trident that Shiva used? Interesting. This mark at the end is definitely interesting, because you know Shiva has like so many different weapons. You know, she has like what, 8 arms, whatever it is, and one of them has a trident in its arm. Could this be one of the tridents? I don't know. In a Philippine mine, I guess, thousands of miles from India. No one painted nightmares like he did. Oh yeah, let's take a closer look. This is terrifying. It looks like something in hell, honestly. A deformed looking creature with a mummified head and the black widow red mark on his face. What is going on? Then this one gives me giant Nephilim-kings vibes in the alleyway of hell. It looks like this dude has his knuckles blowing a flute. This is actually terrifying. He's not supposed to have that many knuckles. Pale horse of the apocalypse vibes. What is this creature on its chest? Do you see that? That's probably the most creepiest part, is this small little creature looking back at the person on this art. And it's almost like the rider is connected to the horse. Do you see like how the flesh is overlapping its leg, kind of like a sheet? Then we got the hungry hippo demons in the abyss.
You know, technically you can swim in the Yellowstone hot springs. It's just going to end up being the last thing you ever do. This is an older TikTok video that I accidentally stumbled upon. It shows a Yellowstone hot spring this person's recording. It looks normal until they zoom in, and at the bottom of this hot springs, we can see what appear to be a pile of bones, and that's exactly what this is. Yellowstone is an extremely well-known national park located in Montana. It's filled with geothermal activity, and as such, it has a bunch of these hot springs with very high temperature water. Occasionally, bison or elk will wander through the park and accidentally fall into these hot springs, and the water is so hot that it causes the flesh to burn off the bone, and then over time the bones get completely cleaned and you're left with a pile at the bottom. Additionally, a lot of these bones do eventually end up breaking down, so it's kind of like a perpetual soup is what a lot of people are saying. Not really, but I can see why they make the comparison. Also, for those wondering, yes, humans have fallen into this water before. It's horrific.
I mean, look how blue that water is. It's gorgeous, but deadly at the same time.
Oh, I got some new stuff for you today. New footage from the unexcavated site called Cajarumi in Peru. It gets weirder. It is now a legitimate question if that is actually part of the mountain or if it was brought in, because most of these things are actually freestanding jars, vaults. These things are either andesite or some sort of granitic rock, very hard, very heavy, hard to move. That lid right there weighs about as much as 10 F-150s. Weathering on stones that hard indicates extreme antiquity, and some are buried 5 to 8 feet underneath a bunch of dirt. From the air, it looks like they sit in a debris field, with some of the lids being 20 feet away from the boxes. Granted, this is the middle of nowhere, Peru. This stone looks kind of like a gear, and it was found right next to one that looks like it was toppled. These are roughly 10 to 14,000 feet above sea level, and the landscape shows some odd unexcavated features, so these might not be the only things underneath the ground. Lids seem to have been either knocked off or propped up on other stones that appear to be equally as large. Up on the peak of the mountain, the lids for those boxes appear to be disguises to make them blend in with the surrounding rock. Square lids have also been found near the boxes, as if discarded when someone took whatever was in them. The locals call this one the death square because anything near it, plants, animals, seems to die. It only gets weirder from here. Stonework up top has precise
What? Was this some type of giant Nephilim treasure hoard is what I'm thinking? This is where they put their loot. But how did they get it open is the question.
Geometry and smooth sculpting at the same time. The geometry goes off the cliff like something broke off, and if you look really closely at the footage, you can see that there's a massive block that has actually fallen off and embedded itself into the dirt. There's also mysterious features around the boxes that look like they got broke off. Mountaintop boxes actually have the same scoop marks that you can find in the Aswan quarry in Egypt, but it's only on one side, like it was either unfinished or something hooked underneath it. That work is literally right next to some very precise geometric lines with a triangular notch. My good friend Al tipped me off to these sites when he actually went there. Our conversations on YouTube, there's way more, including the infrastructure around these things that's buried. There's a megalithic wall surrounding these things. It's absolutely insane. I've gotten more info and footage just in the past couple days from this place. I will obviously keep you updated, but this is one of the craziest things I've seen all year.
They need to put some type of submersible drone in this one right here and see what's at the bottom. All right, this next one is going pretty viral. It's received over 2.1 million likes. Let's see what exactly is going on here.
That's fucked up. Everybody, you can swim down, right? I think I'll stay here. Bro, how am I gonna get you back home? You don't think Mama Marquise is gonna be worried? Hey, your mom, my mom's name. My dad's your mom is always worried about you. My dad's in prison. I think that's why. Your dad's in prison. What else am I looking at you? Bro, just go get a kayak. You have a fucking life jacket on, Marquise.
I'll just wait.
Bro, you have a life jacket.
Bro, I'm black. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna save me.
Bro, yes it does.
Man, colors got nothing to do with knowing if you swim or not. But anyways, let's get back to this drama. What is going on here?
Bro, I'll just find a way. Hey. Hi. Hey. Hi. Yeah, they think I'm about to fall back, but I can't swim. Bro, you have a life jacket. I'm standing right now. Hold on. So I can just like hold on the back.
There's a handle right here if you want.
Yeah, I might drown.
You won't drown.
Oh, you won't drown. I'm trying to get over there. You're not gonna drown. I promise you won't drown.
There you go.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Hey.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Marquise. But everybody calls me LeVar because I go to like Denellen.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was okay getting over here. And they think I'm about to swim back. I can't even swim.
Doing a good job right now.
Yeah.
Probably around holding this. And it's my first time here.
It's your
First time? Well, welcome.
Yeah.
How'd you get over here?
Yeah, what
they made me
happened?
take that way over there, and they had 2 life jackets on.
I'm glad we ran into you.
Never coming back with y'all.
Yo, we told you if you were coming, we had a life jacket.
A life jacket. Saved it for a big kid, this for a little kid.
That's scary though if you're not used to water.
Yeah.
It looks like this was recorded in Florida. I'm not getting in any type of water in Florida. I know what y'all got in there. So there is a different fear factor going on here when you're getting in Florida's waters.
Yeah. Spring water's different.
It's a lot different, you know.
We're almost there. Ooh, the wind. I know, it's really strong. And there's a current. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm never coming back with y'all.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on here, but I'm not entirely convinced that those are actually his friends.
No, what to say?
Fuck, his friends are fucking assholes.
I wonder how old he was.
I would never do that to him. You don't do that, like.
I would never do that to anybody. Goodness. Water.
A strong lesson to take away from all this, just from me watching my reaction, not everyone is your friend. You know, and that's something I have a hard time grasping, even to this very day, is that everyone's not your friend. As bad as you may envision, and I have a real good imagination, I can sit there and pretend that, you know, oh man, we're out having a good time, we're swimming and we're enjoying the lake, but people may have different intentions. No matter how good you envision yourself having a great time with people, not everyone is your friend. No matter how bad you or how good you can envision people or you want them to be your friend, not everyone is your friend. I can even say that with family. Firsthand, I can tell you, as bad as you want, you know, to have that close relationship, go out, do things, have a great time, is for some reason people's intentions aren't what you may imagine or envision inside your head. You're falling in love with the idea of possibly having a great friend, but the reality is you know, a lot of people might let you down. Maybe it's our fault for envisioning that in the first place. You know, I don't know. But I do know this world would be a lot better if we treated everyone with respect and treat people how you would want to be treated. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Drop it in the comments below. What's going on here? Now I understand why people can look at paintings for hours.
A father is about to lose his son to a future he'll never be a part of, and he can't even look him in the eye. Painted in 1954 for the Saturday Evening Post, Norman Rockwell's Breaking Home Ties shows a rancher and his son waiting for the train. That suitcase says State U. The boy's leaving for college. Look at them. The son sits upright, eyes scanning the horizon, already gone. The father slumps, holding both hats, gripping his son's too, like he can't quite let it go. He stares at nothing, and the collie, head rested on the boy's lap, the only one openly grieving. Rockwell hides the heartbreak in tiny details. A lit cigarette burning down, a red railway flag, a father who raised a son for a world he doesn't belong to. But who's losing more in this painting, the father or the son who will never come back the same? A father is about to lose.
Damn, that's an excellent question. Who's going to lose more, the father or the son? I can't answer that question, but I can tell you one thing. State U can't teach him as much as his father can on that ranch. All the life lessons, I say don't do it. Stay home. The Goldfinch's acoustic manifold description. What did he say? What if birds are actually trying to say something? The world's largest spider web is underground.
If the sun were to disappear tomorrow, these cave spiders could go on living for thousands of years, completely in the dark. If you go right to the border of Greece and Albania, you head down this dark cave and then you wade through chest-high water for about 50 meters, you find something really strange. This thick, spongy substance that is everywhere. It spans 100 square meters, and if you look closely, you find that it's teeming with 100,000 spiders. This is the world's largest spider web. But what's strange is that this cave is in complete darkness. There is no sun, so no photosynthesis, and no plants, or any other traditional sources of food. So how can these spiders survive? Well, things get even weirder when scientists looked at the kinds of spiders. They found two species, one bigger one and one smaller one. Usually, the bigger one eats the smaller one, but here they were living in harmony. So what was going on? Well, they found the answer to both of these questions when they looked at the walls of the cave, which was covered in this white slime. When they put this slime under the microscope, they realized there were sulfur-eating bacteria there, which were feeding off the high sulfur concentrations in the rock. And cave flies would then eat that slime. And so you got millions of cave flies, which ended up creating this near infinite buffet for the spiders. So much so that the bigger spiders stopped eating the smaller ones and just focused on catching fly instead. So here's this fully self-sustained ecosystem that's not powered by the sun, but based on sulfur. So if the sun were to disappear tomorrow, these cave spiders could go on living for thousands of years, completely in the dark.
That is wild. The sun could go away, but the spiders would still be in there because of something with the sulfur? I wonder how deep did they go in that cave? There's no telling. That might just be the entrance, the first level. What happens when you get to level 5? What type of creatures start revealing itself then?
This is the largest underground tunnel system on Earth. Hidden beneath the city of Odessa, Ukraine, lies a labyrinth so massive that nobody knows its full size. The Odessa catacombs stretch for an estimated 1,500 to 2,500 kilometers. That's longer than the distance from New York City to Miami. And unlike the Paris catacombs, these tunnels weren't built to hold bones. At least that's the official story. We're told they were created by quarrying limestone used to build the city above. But some researchers believe that explanation doesn't tell the whole story, because many sections appear incredibly organized, featuring intersections, chambers, and passageways that extend far beyond what most people imagine. Even today, explorers regularly get lost inside. Some are never found. During World War II, resistance fighters used the tunnels as hidden bases, creating an entire underground world beneath the city. But according to some theories, parts of the network may be far older than we're told, and if that's true, it raises a disturbing question. Why would anyone need the largest underground tunnel system on Earth? Was it simply the result of quarrying stone? Or was Odessa built on top of something that was already there? This is the largest underground tunnel system on Earth.
I would have to go with the answer B, Bob. It was already there. It's that time of the day again. If you thought I wasn't going to give you another excellent specimen of the day, think again. Alright guys, you see it, a glassy fluorite. I actually happen to have 2 fluorites right here. But this is the specimen of the day, so we're going to go ahead and give it a quick little review. If you're new around here, we give it a rating 1 through 10 and we give it a name. The one I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna call this the Green Apple Glass Heart. 8.5 Green Apple Glass Heart. Like how it's clear. This is very clear for a fluorite. You can almost see through it. Very nice specimen. That's all we have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and drop a code word in the comments below. The code word for today is friendship. Drop friendship in the comments below so I know we're friends and you actually rock with your boy. And I just want to say thank you for your support. See you next time.